Good morning, all you turnkeys, hacks, screws, and officers. It's Salty CO coming at you. My truck warms up. It's a chilly negative temperature where I'm at today. It's a nice cold snap. Today we're going to talk about a couple things. Restraints, and then going to touch again on mental health. So, age-old question. Here's that carrier everybody hates. It's the Condor one. Frankly, I don't care. It works for me. Like I said before, buy what you can afford. If I get shivved in this, I can afford the $200 to replace this carrier. I cannot afford a $400 511 carrier. And yes, my agency does provide recourse if my stuff is damaged in the line of duty. But that's not something I want to take a chance on. So I can afford this. It works for me. My panels in it are not Condor. Don't think that. They are, I can't remember the company, but they're a reputable company. NIJ level 3 spike panels. They're certified tested panels, but they're just inside this as a carrier. Carrier is the key phrase. I got some hate when I told people about using the Condor carrier. This isn't a life safety thing. This is holding your panels. That's it. Your panels and your equipment. This isn't stopping anything. I know that. Hell, I damaged some of this molly strapping on here when I turned around and was trying to take off the strap cutter that they gave me for a cut down tool. Is it the best thing in the world? No, it's what I could afford at the time. And I'm too cheap to buy a new one. But the point of the video today is the types of restraints. So I carry two types. I got your plain old chain cuffs. These are, which ones are these? Peerless 700Cs. So my agency gave me. I also have the Peerless 700, I think they're T, the titanium ones that are black coated. I use them for the Army. I got two pairs of those. Those are the thing. If you can buy your own restraints, I highly recommend those because they are half the weight of these. And these don't weigh much, but those things are like nothing. I had my company commander look at them one day, and he asked if they were real because he thought they felt like plastic. I'm like, yeah, they're titanium alloy. They're lightweight and they're strong. But you have your chains, right? Yeah, that's common. We always see those. The most common ones are your chains or your hinges, right? But my favorite, the rapid cuffs. Now I carry this on the front of my chest right here. Plus side, it's a fidget spinner. When I'm standing around, I can just do this. But each have their drawbacks, each have their positives. Drawback to this, if it's a compliant inmate, it could turn them non-compliant because it's rigid. I mean, all this is a pair of Smith & Wesson Model 100s or something like that inside here in a plastic sleeve that holds them rigid, right? That's it. So it's the same as these, just with the plastic sleeve. So a compliant inmate, these are great because it gives them that freedom of movement, the ability to move around, get in a comfortable position as you're escorting them, which happens a lot at my institution. We use inmates for mental health companions to watch inmates on suicide watch. So we got to take them into our secured mental health unit, and we have to restrain them when they're inside that unit until we get them into the cell where they have their workspace, the monitor and the chair and their desk to write on. So we use these. I mean, these guys they didn't do anything wrong. They're here to work, so we're not jerks. I have used these, but as I was pranking on the companion, because he was like been a cocky little turd the past couple days, cocky little shit. So I put these on and remind him, hey, yo, listen, motherfucker. You're in prison. We're gonna use what restraints you want on you. So yeah, these have the benefit. The other benefit to these is when I started 18 years ago doing this, I was taught when you cuff, you do this. You get the single bar here, double bar facing down. So that way when you go onto the outside arm, the one that's closest to you, clap, do like the lock it on. God, I can't talk today. Lock it on, and then you bring this around, and then you can just boom, it forces the inmate's hands go back of the hand to back of the hand, which gives you control holds. Okay, can't do that with this. Danger to these. You all know, and if you aren't aware, this is where you're learning something. This right here, your fingers never touch this. You escort an inmate, you grab here like this, and you grab the other side like this. Cut down on the torquing motion. If you grab like this and get your finger right there, the inmate can twist around and catch your finger. And I've seen it happen. A coworker of mine got his finger there. The inmate crossed his arms, started to fight. He almost degloved his pinky. So keep your pinkies away from here. Keep your fingers away from here. This will hurt. This is bad. So you got to watch that. These, it's covered. Don't got to worry about it. I don't have an example of a hinge cuff. I don't carry hinge cuffs. My agency doesn't really let us use them because they're very difficult in applying the belly chain, Martin chain, whatever you refer to it as. I've called it both. My agency now calls it a Martin chain. The previous agency was a belly chain because the Martin chain we had had the restraints attached, so the inmate had more movement to write. But hinge cuffs are kind of hard to put on as far as my experience. I mean, I'm sure some of you have experience with them, and that's great. Let me know in the comments. Those are very dry. Nobody says anything in those ever, and I don't understand why. Even if I'm boring you, tell me, please. These are great when you have an inmate who is combative. You don't have to fight with which way your cuff is facing. Pull them out, slap them on. Done. My maintenance on these, I hit them with carb cleaner and brake cleaner to get all the gunk off, and then some kind of like lubricant, WD-40, silicone, something like that, a dry lubricant for Miltech, stuff like that. But that gets it so it's nice and smooth. But you can just slap these on, nice and easy. Done. He's got push pin double locks on the top there. But it's also set up so you can use the slider double locks if your cuffs have those. You can buy this right here from RRB Systems. Not a sponsor. I've seen them. These were given to me by my agency. My agency kind of bought onto the RRB batons, rapid rotation batons, but they also make these. It's called the Rapid Cuff by RRB Systems. There you go. But yeah, these you can slap right on. You have to go and put an inmate in a chain for wearing these. It's basically a built-in black box. Piece through there, chain, padlock, however your agency says to do it. Done. Inmate's restrained. For these, you'd have to either thread them through, have them like this, or however your agency says to transport inmates in. And then, or put the black box on and do that. So each have their pluses, each have their minuses. I like both. That's why I choose to carry this. I asked to carry these. The holster on this one, seriously, it's just it's got a hidden snap on the back. Your thumb hits it, pulls right out. Yeah, so sorry for the poor quality today, guys. The wife's inside sleeping. I'm gonna go run some errands before work. So I try to keep noise down when she sleeps. You know, happy spouse, happy house type thing. And then again, all my, my regular cuffs go on the front over here too. So all my restraints are in the same spot, roughly. And there we go. Now, to the other point of today's topic, we're gonna drive for this one. Recently, in my Army unit, so, those of you that are just coming to this, never seen this before, I am a 18-year veteran working in corrections. I started working for a state agency, moved to a different agency. 18 years in May. I have been in the Army Reserves for 9 years. I enlisted later in life. And in those 9 years, I have dealt with 3 suicides in my unit. And they were all within the past 6 years. The first one was a buddy of mine. He committed suicide. His wife was leaving him. The second one, I didn't know the kid very well. He was a younger soldier, wasn't in my platoon, but still a member of our family. He took his life. I don't know to this day if anyone knows the real reason why he did it. This past New Year's Eve, I got a notification on Facebook from our unit's page. An old first sergeant runs a page to keep all of us from the reserve unit kind of in touch with each other, that family bond. Because my unit spans. My unit was created in 1917, so we're over 100 years old. There's a 20-year break of service where they, after Korea and stuff, where they kind of put our colors away, but they brought them back out in the 70s. So we have a lot of people. My unit was in Desert Storm, OIF, OEF. We've been very active. So it's a way to keep in touch. And he reaches out and tells me that a friend of mine that had committed suicide. This guy had health or mental health issues and was getting help. He was seeking help. He was going through treatment with the VA. And his posts on FaceSpace had been positive, telling people, gotta work for you. They didn't break us in a day. You can't fix yourself in a day. Well, for whatever reason, his wife decided to leave him, and he committed suicide. Even after he reached out to help and everything else, he still felt that was the way to go. So here's my plea to any of you that watch this. I'm not gonna sully this video by turning around and finishing with the usual YouTube trope. Like my video, subscribe. Blah. No, not this one. If at any time you are struggling with mental health, you are struggling with your demons, you're a veteran, and you have issues that you are dealing with from your time in, I get it. The Army didn't break us in a day. I have my demons I deal with every day. If there's a time where that voice of that demon is screaming in your head, telling you there's nothing left, there's nothing there for you, that you are worthless, everyone hates you, why don't you just do the world a favor and end it all? I am begging you, reach out. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, reach out to your loved ones, reach out to the crisis helpline. I heard they have a text line now they can text you on. Hell, call 911, talk to the dispatcher. Reach out, get help. And those of you that have friends that you think are struggling, don't be afraid to use what you've been taught at work for dealing with suicide inmates. And use it on them. Ask them, hey, you thinking about hurting yourself? Because we all know that doesn't cause suicide. And know this, if you have that voice sitting there telling you you are worthless, you are nothing, nobody cares, nobody wants you, nobody needs you, I do. I don't know you, I've never met you, and if I ever got the chance to, I would love to meet every single one of you that watches these videos. But I care. I need you in this world. I want you in this world. You may or may not be religious. I am kind of, sort of. And if this is me reaching out to you, then it's God's plan for someone to tell you this right now. I need you to fight this demon. I need you to survive. I would say reach out to me, but I don't always check my messages. So I'm not going to give you that false hope. If you reach out to me and thinking I'm going to come back and get a hold of you, I may or may not. I don't know when I see the message. But reach out. Get the help you need. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness if you're asking for help. It's a sign of strength, saying, I can't fight this alone. When you have an inmate going off on you and they're squaring up, are you calling for backup? Are you fighting them on your own? The demons are the same way. Sometimes you can't fight them on your own. Sometimes you need backup. Sometimes you need to call for assistance. That's not weakness, calling for assistance. It's being smart, knowing your limits and what you can and cannot do. So please, from the bottom of my heart, reach out for help if you need it. So, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm off to work. Stay safe out there. Remember, sometimes all we have are each other and each other's back. So, Salty CO out.